Thank you for taking time to join us today. This workshop is part of the Forbes Member Resource Library and is free to all members and associates of the Fraternal Order of Real Bearded Santas. I'm Santa Rick Irwin, and I'll be your guide for the next half hour or so. Today, we'll be expanding on a single slide from last month's workshop, Santa Claus Home Visits. In it, we'll explore the incredible capabilities of the AI we're all carrying with us everywhere we go. But before we go any further, I need to go into Grumpy Grampy mode to remind you whippersnappers what Santa-ing used to be like back in the day. I would leave the house with my trusty Thomas guide and a stack of MapQuest printouts in my posse box. I would also carry a powerful flashlight plus a spare to help find those hard to see house numbers in the dark. My first destination would be the sheet on the clipboard, and the rest would be inside in order. To read the maps hands-free, I also needed a small spotlight on my dash, easily switched on and off without looking. Once I was sure I'd found the address, I would pull up somewhere nearby and call the client to arrange my grand entrance. It is from those days that I still have my professional motto. 15 minutes early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable. Then around 2008, someone gave me a TomTom GPS device, and they had been around for a few years by then. I figured out how to use it pretty quickly, and my friends, it wasn't just my Santa career. My whole life changed for the better. Fast forward just 15 short years, and now we're all living in the age of AI. And as I've been telling folks for years, you don't have to lean into the matrix anymore. It controls you from your pocket every day, and most of us would be absolutely lost without it. Now, I'm old enough to remember a time when my telephone was attached to a cable and my TV was not. Today, my phone is a virtual office, which I carry around with me in my pocket. But it's built around a better computer than NASA used to send men to the moon and back. And it has more studio recording capability than Elvis would access at the height of his movie career. It knows precisely where I am at all times and pretty much whatever's around me as I travel. If I tell it where I'm going, it'll tell me exactly how to get there. If I tell it when I'm going, it'll tell me how long it's going to take. And if I tell it when I'd like to get there, it'll tell me within 5 minutes when to leave home. And it'll set an alarm to remind me. By integrating mobile apps into your Santa business, you can be more efficient. Modern mobile apps are designed to help you be more productive by automating tasks and streamlining workflows and providing real-time collaboration tools. Improve communications. Mobile apps also make it easy to communicate with your clients, your vendors, your fellow clauses, and support staff like the membership committee and insurance and background check providers, etc. Excuse me. And of course, it'll help you make better decisions because mobile apps provide you with the data and insights you need. Just having access to the internet on a spot, you can find things around you that you need. And of course, it helps you scale your business. Google Workspace apps are scalable to meet the needs of your business at any size. So no matter how big your Santa business gets, you'll never have to worry about your technology. Now, there are alternatives out there. When you're considering a mobile suite for yourself, you want to look for a few key features. There's got to be a clear and intuitive user interface so you can get up and running quickly. You want to have the ability to manage a range of file types. For example, word processing applications, Microsoft Word, Doc and DocX. Adobe PDF, the universal business document format. And maybe spreadsheets like Excel. Presentation formats like PowerPoint are probably only going to be useful if you do visits online or if you're doing pitches. Workflow automation tools can increase your productivity a lot, really. It allows you to create tasks from inside of a document. Now, that's going to be important. I'll show you why in a minute. And of course, you're also going to want to have your suite compatible with all of your other mobile devices so you can work from anywhere, anytime. And that means you're also going to need some cloud storage. So when you do documents on your mobile device or in your office, they automatically sync. Now, I assume you're already using your cell phone to communicate with your clients, so I'm not going to waste your time going over its use for this purpose. And it has little to recommend it as a marketing tool either. Odds are you'll have no control over your phone number these days. And thanks to the internet, it no longer matters. Instead of, say, trying to spell out something cute with those 10 digits using their designated letters, like 726-822-5287, which happens to spell Santa Claus, or buying a super easy to remember mnemonic number like 444-444-4444. You now have a nearly infinite variety of ways for your clients to contact you. Sorry about that. Now, first and foremost is email. You're going to communicate with almost everybody most of the time via email. So you're going to want to put some thought into your email address and your domain name when you're ready to have a website. You want it to be something unique, but think about how often you're going to have to type that string of characters over the years. And even though your AI gets better all the time at understanding your voice, it'll always struggle, or at least for the foreseeable future, it'll continue to struggle with punny names or clever spellings or acronyms, all of which are very common in business. Even for yourself, typing a lengthy address repeatedly can be tedious. But the longer your email address or web address happens to be, the more likely a mistake will creep in as others try to type it out as well. It might be best to select an available domain name first, and then use that as your email address, since most domain registrars will offer free webmail with your domain. You can search for available domain names over at GoDaddy.com. And of course, .com is still the king here. But even if your ideal .com choice is already in use, you might still be able to obtain it. Over the years, I've been able to use adjacent domain tiers like .org or .net, etc., until the associated .com address became available. For example, I used singandsanta.net until I was able to obtain singandsanta.com. And for another example, Forbes has used winternet.org for a couple of years, and about a month ago, we were able to obtain winternet.com. Now, for this workshop, I'll be referring to my personal preference in Mobile Assistant, Google Workspace. There are many Google apps that will help you improve your Santa Claus business. First and foremost is Gmail. It's a web-based email service popular for giving users a large amount of storage space, threaded conversations, and robust search capabilities. Those last two come in very handy when you're trying to remember the conversation over the last 2 weeks. They'll also allow you to use your own domain name, like yoursantacompany.com. And it integrates automatically with Maps and Calendar and Drive, all of the entire suite. Now, Calendar is an online app intended to help you keep track of time and schedules. It integrates with Gmail for users to quickly add events from email messages directly to the calendar. You can also create shared calendars so that bookers and agents, associates, clients, etc., can all stay on the same page. Next is Maps. It's a web mapping platform and offers satellite imagery, aerial photography, street maps, 360 interactive street views, real-time traffic conditions, and route planning for traveling by foot, car, bike, and public transportation. Street View alone is worth the annual cost of Workspace. We'll have more on that later. Tasks integrates directly with Google Calendar, and you can create to-do lists from inside Gmail as well. Then Google Drive is used to store and share your business documents and photos and videos. It's a secure and reliable way to share your data as well. Google Meet is a video conferencing program, and you can even host Santa home visits via the Google Meets. And then there is Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Slides, which are basically their proprietary copies of Docs, Word and PowerPoint and Excel. Of course, what we're using every day is a very limited version of AI. But as I said, you're using it on a computer that's more powerful than NASA used to get astronauts to the moon and back again. I find that so amazing every time I say it. And since we're in a visual media market, I want to repeat that you also have more studio capacity in your pocket than Elvis or the Rolling Stones had at the height of their careers. And here's the lead, which I've kept buried until now. Your AI is no longer waiting for you to figure out how to use it. It's busy learning how to use itself for you. For example, Google Workspace makes sure my Windows Office computer integrates seamlessly with my iPhone. If you've been around the tech world long enough, you know there was a day when that would just be a joke. Remember that earlier description of a legacy Santa visit in the pre-tech era? Well, here's how that Santa gig typically progresses today, from contact to contract to performance. Okay, client finds me online or receives a referral. Client calls or sends a text or an email. Whichever, I receive it on my iPhone 12. We talk by phone, and then I send them an email confirming our conversation and appointment if applicable. This I try to do from my Windows Home Office computer whenever I can, for the simple reason that I've been a 10-finger typist since high school, and composing with my thumbs is a non-starter. Now, they can confirm receipt of the contract by text or just sign it and return it by email. My Gmail tells my calendar to reserve their time slot and tells PayPal to invoice them for the deposit if applicable. I'm notified when their payment clears, which is also noted in their calendar booking. Their signed contract is stored in my G Drive. Google Calendar notifies Google Maps of the event's location, and directions are generated instantly and sent to my iPhone, where they're stored until needed. In the following slides, we'll talk a bit more about both of those apps. Now, should the same client contact me next year, I instantly have all these details back again. Ever tried to remember what you charged a client sometime in the past? Well, I don't have to. Heck, I even know what my windshield time was, both ways. Pricing for Office Suites is very competitive, obviously. Google Workspace is about $6 a month. Microsoft 365 Personal is $6.99 a month if you're a student or a nonprofit. Now, you know what? That reminds me. As a 501c, it should be possible for us to qualify, for every one of our members to qualify for a nonprofit certification for a discount on that particular. Somebody please remind me to check into that. Anyway, while it's relatively primitive compared to either GSpace or Office 365, one of the most remarkable aspects of iWork is that it comes completely free of charge for all Apple users. If you own a Mac, an iPhone, or an iPad, you can download and use iWork applications like Pages, Numbers, and Keynote without any additional cost. Gmail and Outlook are each the anchor apps for their respective suites for good reason. While text messaging is gradually becoming more robust and flexible, email is still by far the go-to method for interpersonal communications, be they personal, professional, or publicly shared. Here are a few more quick comparisons between the two big dogs. Office 365 offers online versions of apps like Word, Excel, Outlook, and PowerPoint. G Suite offers online versions of apps like Gmail, Hangouts, Drive, and Docs. Office 365 can be downloaded to the desktop, but G Suite cannot. It's device-based. Cloud storage. Office 365 offers more cloud storage than the G Suite. I think about triple last time I looked. Office 365 works best in a Windows environment. So if you have a Windows computer, you may, never mind. G Suite is designed to work on any operating system or device. So you can use that in your calculation. Collaboration, Google Sheets has more powerful tools for real-time collaboration than Excel. That actually surprised me, but it turned out to be true. And of course, the interface. Google Spaces interface is highly intuitive and considered the easiest to navigate, especially for less techno-savvy users such as ourselves. After Gmail, my next most often used Google app year-round would have to be Maps. I wouldn't be able to work a single shift for Lyft or DoorDash without it, but it is even more crucial to me during my Christmas season. Google Maps has so many awesome features. Let's take a look at a few. Of course, it's a route planner that provides directions for driving or biking or walking or public transportation. By default, Maps provides current drive time, but as I've mentioned before, tell it when you're going and it will accurately predict the drive time for then. Tell it when you'd like to arrive and it will tell you within 5 minutes when to leave home. Sync the drive with the calendar or create the drive from within your calendar, and it will notify you when it's time to leave by email or alarm tone. Send your directions from your desktop directly to your phone, where they'll be stored till you need them. Of course, Google Maps also integrates with about 800 community services to provide real-time traffic updates and help you avoid congested areas. I love the lane location features and lane management features. Like when my nav says, in 1 mile, use the second from right lane to exit, follow signs for downtown Disney. That is like having a co-pilot right next to you. I love all of the other audio cues too, like go past this light and turn left at the next, or turn right just past Starbucks. Also, as I mentioned before, I love Street View. I use it to preview in advance exactly what my destination looks like from the street and how best to access the parking lot or the driveway. I can even check out what the property looks like if it's an outdoor event. And of course, there are the business listings. There are landmark icons built into Maps that'll let you know what's nearby. And that includes gas or coffee if you find yourself with some time. And I love the voice commands. One of my favorites is pin parking location, so you can find your car in a large parking lot. And then there are the AI-powered features like detailed imagery along the way, improved lane details, and AI-powered speed limit information. Instead of waiting for the next intersection to find out for sure what the speed limit is where you are, Google Maps keeps it posted all the time. And for EV owners, you find out where there are charging stations nearby, what kind of cars it's compatible with, and how busy the charger is. Other features include saved lists and standard lists like favorites and want to go. And of course, you can make custom maps for sharing with friends and clients. Now, let's highlight some of the key features of Google Calendar.
What happened?
You can create a calendar from an event within Gmail. You can create a calendar event from within Gmail and create contacts for everyone. You can add directions and drive times from Maps, including gate codes and parking instructions. You can include contact info with the event and sync it directly with Gmail and their calendar. And you can create calendars that are publicly available and can be found by Google search. That's incredible. You can create shared calendars for your associates or for your agents or just for your fellow Santas. And you can even let your clients and agents book time with you directly within the calendar you created for them. You can create to-do lists within Gmail or Calendar, and they will provide periodic reminders, which repeat until you mark them as done. You can automatically preset appointment padding so that windshield time never becomes an issue. And you can send notifications automatically via email to remind you of a daily schedule at the beginning of the day. You can start video meetings from within Calendar or Gmail or your phone app. It's like, seriously, it's like having a mobile office in your pocket. Now, the fourth key app in your virtual office is Google Docs and its associated storage system, Google Drive. Google Docs is a complementary internet-based application in which documents like contracts, promotional materials, and even spreadsheets can be created or edited and shared easily. Google Drive is a cloud server where you can place all of those documents and share them with anyone you give access to. Documents can be imported to any computer with an internet connectivity, and you can, of course, using Google web browser, and you can give its users the choice to create or edit and update the documents and spreadsheets that you're sharing with them. Google Docs is adaptable with almost all presentation software and word processor applications for effective processing. Any work which is executed on Google Docs can be published as a web page or as a print-ready manuscript at any given point in the process, in the workflow. Google Docs offers access to those who can view, comment, or edit their work, different levels of access. And for full disclosure, I should tell you guys that I use Microsoft Office Suite for most of my document needs. I use Adobe for PDF and business. For graphics and imagery and web production, I use Adobe, and I use Microsoft Expression Web and Adobe Dreamweaver for website creation and maintenance. But I've had a long time to learn all these softwares, so I'm only recommending that for business purposes, you pay attention to the big four. Google Drive is a fully functional and integrated workspace app, and you can use it for file viewing. You can preview any document or file info from within your browser. You can convert files from other proprietary formats for saving or editing on yours. You can share individual files or folders or your entire drive with any internet user. Drive Sync is amazing. It creates a mirror drive on your computer for offline access to files. All devices using Drive Sync for that Google account will be updated at the same time. We said before, you can share entire drives. Everybody who has used Drive Sync to create a mirror on their drive, which is how our membership committee and other committees work, every file or folder will be automatically updated on every mirror automatically. I'll say it again. Of course, that makes collaboration easier. As I mentioned, that's how our committees work together. And you can set file size and format limits. You can restrict copying of documents that you do grant access to. Anyway, this all integrates smoothly. Now, before we go, let's take a quick word about some of the gadgets and stuff that are going to make your office mobile even more efficient. You want to get a dash mount to hold your phone in a position that's easy to see while you're driving. In fact, in California, it's legally mandated. There are many designs to choose from, as you can see. You're going to have a mobile charger as well, which means you may also need to purchase a 12-volt adapter, and you're going to need a phone charging cable for your device. Do yourself a favor, though, and combine the last two. I prefer a magnetic mount charger like the one in the top left image on this slide. If you drive a newer vehicle, you may be able to integrate your mobile device into your dashboard display. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are the two leading infotainment systems, and they will enhance your driving experience completely. They seamlessly integrate with your smartphone and your vehicle's display, and I'm telling you, it is incredible. It displays information about your drive, like your speed limit versus the local speed limit. It offers route options when necessary. It updates the arrival time as you go. It allows you to control your music and even your message handling. Heads up. You can open, read, and respond to text all using your voice. If you drive an older car, there are aftermarket versions of the heads-up display available on Amazon, but they aren't exactly giving them away. That's a fact. You want to check your phone to see if it has a Compass app. If you have an iPhone, I'm pretty sure it does. Because sometimes when you're in a large parking lot or an apartment complex, or worse still, a huge condo complex using the same name for every street, your navigation app may just give up and say something like, go southwest and prepare to turn left. Check your phone to see if it has a compass feature built in. If not, you could probably download one for free. If you find yourself with hang time between gigs, you might want a tablet or a laptop to watch videos, simply because it's less stressful on your eyes than squinting at your phone for long periods. Oh yeah, and you're still going to want to keep a good flashlight in your car at all times. That's just a free tip from your old buddy, Ranger Rick. Once again, here's a great news slide from the entire professional Christmas community. 2023 is probably going to be one of the most lucrative holiday seasons of all time. It's a windfall for retailers and good news for us too. 31 full shopping days between Black Friday and Christmas Eve, 5 full holiday weekends for parties and other events, and 4 full days for this year's primetime show. We talked last month about how important Christmas weekend is to a Santa, and including Christmas Day. If you weren't able to join us, that workshop, Santa Home Visits, is still available online in our member resource library, along with other free training resources for all members and associates. Here's the address. And with that, I open the floor for questions, comments, condemnations, criticisms. Y'all go. I should have the end or something like that.
The end. I did it for you.
I'm busy copying the website for YouTube.
Okay, Forbes Chairman 1573. And I've been busy for the last week or so getting some of our legacy training videos and modules uploaded to that resource library. I don't know why I have let myself lapse on that for so long, but we have a good resource selection, and I finally got around to putting some of them online. So feel free to go there and check them out.